what happens when you either are a participating mail order bride or you're the one that did the mail ordering, and we've got things like annulment and immigration fraud and all these different pieces that kind of play along with it. What's your best advice in that space?
Get a prenup. That's my best advice. But, I mean, usually when you go to places like AnastasiaDate.com or AsianDate.com or whatever else is out there on the internet.
Truth Radio does not recognize those sites.
It does not approve.
Yeah.
But, you see beautiful girls, and we have men here who don't care how much money it may cost them to bring them to the United States. It's sort of, again, not judging, passing judgment on it. The woman gets what she wants, he gets what he wants out of the relationship. But then it only lasts so long, so you better have a prenup.
Imagine that. Imagine that scenario blows up quite a bit. How much does it typically cost for that to go down, by the way?
What, the immigration part?
No, like when someone does
it's free, right? Because the girls make it look like they're in love with someone they met on the internet when they don't speak English. I mean, I seriously had a client come in, that was maybe like 11 years ago. The girl spoke zero English. I speak Russian and Spanish, so I get a lot of foreign people coming in for various deals, including prenups and divorces. And she came in, she spoke no English. He used he was very wealthy, so he used a translator when they were living in the same home. They had to dial a phone number for them to communicate. But no matter what, she still immigrated here through the K-1 visa, which is an fiancé visa. He was extremely wealthy, like I said, not very attractive. She was beautiful and
by the way, that's an important thing too. Isn't the fiance thing easier than if you're already married?
Absolutely. So that's how it works.
Yeah.
You meet a girl on the internet. They make you sound like you're the best thing that has ever happened to them, that they love you. Right. You believe it because you want to believe it. You're willing to throw money on it. In fact, you may be wiring them money through MoneyGram or
Bitcoin,
Western Union, whatever it may be. And, they love you very much, and they'll send you sexy pictures. Mm-hmm. And nothing matters. You may even get a divorce here and bring that beautiful one from over there.
Right.
And then problems start. And then, it might be that they'll start crying when you want to do a prenup. And you feel really bad and you don't do one. Well, watch out, because when it's going to be time for divorce, you will be asking your lawyer to file for annulment for immigration fraud. And there's to prove annulment, it's a lot more difficult.
And annulment is, just in case, right? That's if you pretend like it never happened.
Yeah, it's nullifying the marriage as if it has never existed, which would also absolve the other person of having any rights to any community property or anything that was acquired or earned during the marriage that they would otherwise be entitled to. Mm-hmm. So if you want to get a divorce and you don't have a prenup, well, then you're going to be dealing with giving a list of all the assets that were acquired, proving what's your separate property, what you had prior to, immigrating your fiance here, and what you have now, and spending a lot of money on lawyers. Versus if you have a prenup, could go a lot better. Okay. But you may want to do an annulment based on immigration fraud. You would have to prove that the sole purpose of marriage was to obtain immigration status. You'll have to take depositions, and I'm not going to go into the details. Right. But there was this one case where wife was on wife didn't know that the husband was having an affair with her sister after she immigrated him here for a while, and he didn't want to have babies with her. Made sure to.
So wait, so the husband immigrated somebody, and then he was having an affair with her sister?
Actually, no, let me tell you a better story. Forget that one.
Okay. This is good.
Story. So I have a better story. There was a woman who was from one of Latin American countries. She met someone I represented online, made him feel very, very loved. She came here. These girls, some of them are really like professionals. Within months, she had him put her name on some of the homes that they purchased. She also, of course, there was no prenup. Her name was added to all the accounts because she loved him very, very much.
Oh, yes.
And she had him get a vasectomy within a few months of getting married, because that was, I'm going to use that to annul the marriage. Right. But she was that convincing and that beautiful and had that many plastic surgeries that he paid for. And now he wants to annul the marriage based on immigration fraud. And we're, getting subpoenaing all the records from the consulate, from everywhere, to show prior attempts to enter the United States. They were denied, and how she succeeded in coming here now and getting a green card through him. Normally, expect them to be pretty good for first 2 years, because it takes 2 years. For 2 years, you have a temporary green card. And then you need to go to that interview and pass the interview, and everything needs to look really good. Right. And then the problems may start, and they'll be documented. So kind of watch out, protect yourself. That's all.
Well, and I'll tell you, too, that's an opportunity for me to share. If that conversation or anyone that happened before it over the last hour resonates with you, it might be wise, we'll just say, to make sure that you've got some coaching on your side, to make sure that there's any gaps in your current relationship game that could be already starting to capitulate, that you got someone on your team who's going to be able to give you the opportunity to not be taken advantage of, because there's a lot of precedents inside this conversation that if they don't go your way, you're already fighting an uphill battle. And that, my friends, is why we have Ilona Antonyan in the house. And you can check her out at expertdivorcelaw.com. You can call her at 619-696-1100. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Ilona.
Thank you.